when it comes to obviously putting so much of yourself out there on the front line of it, that I feel like that has to be harder to then take criticism because the more of you put out there, do you find it difficult if you see, particularly
because then you feel like your soul, your very being is insulted. I guess so. Yeah, you have to be vulnerable, right? That's the only way to do it. When you're vulnerable, you're putting yourself out there, and then you're open to being attacked, and it comes with the territory. You just have to. I think a good way to cope with it is to accept that not everybody likes chocolate chip ice cream or mint. Everyone has a different flavor, so just because someone doesn't like what you're doing, what you're putting out there, doesn't mean it's bad. It just means that it's not for them, and that's okay. I can recognize that lots of art is objectively sick, but I don't enjoy it for whatever reason, for my own preferences. So, as long as you remind yourself that you can't please everybody, it's okay. That's a way to cope with it, to deal with it. Because otherwise, you just get wrapped up. You want to be liked by everybody, and you're just going to be feeling self-conscious all the time and dejected, and that's no good. So, it's a double-edged sword. With all this self-expression and a platform and the attention that you get, you're also going to get some negative attention, and it can range anywhere from, oh, I just don't like this isn't for me, to this person sucks and I hate what they're doing and I hate them. And then you have to look at it and be like, I think there's more going on with that person than just, it's not for me. I think, maybe they have internal reasons.
Yeah, I was going to say, the irony is that they're kind of probably, it probably doesn't stem back to anywhere good or anywhere healthy. You know what I mean? Like that
Yeah.
kind of need to, yeah.
I think the way that you criticize says a lot about you as a critic.
Yeah, I've found myself, particularly, I've definitely been guilty of it, where you see another band or artist or someone doing well, and especially if you feel like you've got the edge on them, it can be so tricky. I just saw, and actually, congratulations, I just saw the download announcement go up.
Yes, thanks.
Which is fucking awesome. So I will definitely.
Yeah, really lucky to have that opportunity.
Yeah. But on a more downer note, I saw a band go on there that I've seen before, and I like them. I think they're really cool. It's not quite my style, but I appreciate what they do. And they kind of. They're like a small band. They're probably one of the smaller ones, or they're certainly. I mean, they're a very new band, so calling them a small band's not an insult. But and I remember I saw them, and there was that bit of envy where I was like, because I was in a small band not so long ago, and I'm just like,
It's like, how? Like, of course, man. We all get that way sometimes, where you're like, I feel like I deserve this more. Why are they, getting handed this opportunity when I've been grinding, when I've been working so hard, I've been taking these shit tours and these shit shows, blah, 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 and they just get good management and get right on down. Like, sure, I totally get that, man. I think we all feel that way sometimes, but what I try to remind myself is that music is not a meritocracy, so it's more than just how much time have you put in and what are your merits as a musician. There's many, many other factors that you can't blame yourself for. A lot of it is right place, right time, connections. But beyond that, there's just something intangible, like an it factor. You know what I mean? That a lot of artists have, that maybe they didn't necessarily work hard for, but it's inherent and it's in them. And that is a reason to deserve an opportunity. Even if you haven't been around long enough, sometimes something just comes out of the blue that is considered very special and valuable. And it doesn't matter if they've been a band for 6 months or 10 years. You know what I mean? Everyone has their own journey and moves at their own pace. And you just gotta let it fuel you to work harder and look inward and think, is what I'm doing working, or do I need to look at this from a different angle? But we're only human, and it's natural to feel that way. I've definitely seen lots of bands that started later than me, or artists that have exceeded me in success, and definitely times where it's easy to compare myself and beat myself up over it, but you just have to remember that everyone's growth is different. It's on a different path, and you just got to keep doing your own thing and working hard and believing in yourself, and not let all the comparisons get to you.
Yeah, I think there's that classic, like, you should compare yourself to who you were yesterday or whatever. But even then, sometimes it's like, geez, I haven't done much since then. Like, I think it's even that is it's how about just don't, like, I mean, you've got to monitor what you're doing, but like you don't have to compare, do you? Like, I mean, maybe you should. I don't know. I'm not saying you shouldn't. I'm just saying.
Well, I get that too, man. I mean, trying to supersede, I think that's the word, to surpass things that you've done in the past and go beyond. That's tough, to outdo yourself. I struggle with that all the time, comparing myself to like a younger version of me, and like, do I still have it? But there are moments where you prove to yourself that you do, and trust me, everything I'm saying right now is like, I know that it's the right way to look at things, but I'm not always looking at things like that. I struggle with these ideas all the time, and I talk to my friends about it and my loved ones, and when I'm having a bad day, I'm like, oh, well, I feel like I'm not good enough for this reason, and this artist is crushing it, and why am I not there? I still get those feelings. So it's normal, it's natural, and you just have to try to work through them in a healthy way, and above all else, don't let it stop you from continuing on, because that's all that really matters. You just got to keep going, got to keep trying.
The Rocky comes to mind.
Oh yeah, dude,